Good morning, boys. I hope you are having a good day today and that you are ready to begin working. So for today, guys, this is the calendar. Today is Monday. So we are going to be working on algebra. And the lesson for today is linear functions, lesson number 8. The pages should be pages 162 to 169. If you do not have these pages, do not worry about it, guys. Just get a sheet of paper and you can write the answers in that just piece of paper. Just make sure to label your questions and your answers. That way I know what answer you are putting for is for what question. So let's begin. So here, guys, like I said, we are in lesson 8 and we are going to be talking about linear functions. So we will listen and read to a math story, then we'll identify the problem. We are going to find the input and output of a table. And then we are going to set up a graph, title the graph, title the x-axis and y-axis, graph the data from the input and output table into the graph, and then connect the points on the graph, write the function rule, and select the equation that match this function rule. So there's a couple of steps we are going to follow. So for step number 1, like it says listen to and read the math story. So that is what we're going to start off with today. So here, this is the math story. If you have the packet, it is in page 163. If you do not, it is okay. Just listen as I read. So guys, it says, Xavier is in a weight loss program. He has been losing about 2 pounds per week. That means his weight changes by -2 pounds per week. At that rate, how many weeks will it take for Xavier to lose 20 pounds? Meaning that his weight will change to -20 pounds. Okay, guys, so we're gonna be working with negatives because he's losing the weight. So if he was gaining the weight, we would put +2, right? +2 and +2 and +2 because the weight is going up. However, he's losing a weight. He's losing about 2 pounds per week. So that means that for every week we go up, his weight is going to be going down. So here is the input and output table. If you can please take out this worksheet page, it is page 164. If you do not have it, just make a graph, guys. It's okay. Just make your own graph with your own little box and squares. Make sure you put the input X, which means the number of the weeks. That way you know that here are all the number of the weeks, and over here is the output, which is the Y, which is pounds lost. And remember, all these numbers are going to be negative because he will be losing weight, not gaining. And here in this output table, guys, what we're going to do is just continue going down. See how much weight he loses as the weeks go by. So this is week 1. So for week 1, what comes next? Yes, you're correct. Week 2. And then if in week 1, he lost -2 pounds, and he's losing 2 pounds per week, how many pounds did he lose in week 2? Can anybody tell me? If we're going by 2s. Yes, 4. However, remember that we're using negatives. So it's going to be -4. And then next week will be the 3rd week. And how many pounds will he be losing? If it's -2, -4, what comes after 4 if we're going by 2s? 2, 4, 6. However, remember, -6. Next week is 4 weeks. What comes next? We're going 2, 4, 6. Yes, -8. Now week number 5. What comes next? 2, 4, 6, 8, -10. And now for week 6. The same thing we were doing. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Awesome job, guys. -12. So if we go back here to the question, I want you all to highlight this. How many weeks will it take for Xavier to lose 20 pounds, guys? Which means that it should look like this when we do the weeks. So if we go down, here we were at week 6 and he was still not at -20. He was at -12. So that means that he still needs more weeks so he can reach his goal. So we know that the answer is going to be more than 6 weeks because at 6 weeks he is at -12. And how many pounds are we looking for in his weight loss journey? Yes, 20 pounds. We want to know when he is going to lose 20 pounds if he's losing 2 pounds per week. Okay, guys, so here is the graph. It says over here the steps. Step up the graph. Graph the data from the input and output table and connect the graphs on the graphs. And then we're going to draw a line to connect the data to see whether he is increasing or is he decreasing. So if we go back here, we're going to use this graph right here to plot right here. So over here to begin with, what's the name? Let's think about a name for the title. So we are talking about losing weight, right? But who's losing weight? Xavier, guys. So we're going to put as the title Xavier weight loss. Because that is what we're looking for. We're looking for Xavier's weight loss. And here, these negative numbers, what does this mean? What were we counting with negatives? Yes, the pounds lost. So this is how many pounds he has lost. So here we're going to put pounds lost. And now, guys, we are going to plot. So we're going to use this data table over here to plot. So we know that in weeks 1, he lost -2 pounds. So now we go over here, and we're here at 1. And how many pounds did he lose? -2, right? So here we are going to put a dot. I'm going to put a circle, guys. That way it's a lot bigger and you can see it clear. But it's the same thing as you all putting a dot. So in 1 week, he lost 2 pounds. How about in 2 weeks? How many pounds did he lose? So we can go up. And in 2 weeks, he lost -4 pounds. So then over here, we're going to put 4. And then so on and so forth. So I'm going to give you a couple of minutes for you all to fill in this graph. And then I will come back and show you my answers to see if they match with yours, guys. So take a minute and graph your data. Okay, boys and girls, so this is how your graph should look like. It should be in a line, going down. Make sure you connect your dots together. I tried to connect it, but it's kind of harder in the computer, guys, so I just highlight them. So that way you can get an idea of how they're supposed to be. But make sure you connect them, because when you connect them, it's going to show you whether it is decreasing or increasing, guys. So here over here where it says draw the line on the data points, is the line increasing or decreasing? So can you all tell me, is it increasing or decreasing? Yes, boys, the answer is decreasing. I'm going to put an X for the answer. The next step number 7, it says for each week blank, for each blank week that passes, Xavier loses about blank pounds. His weight will change by blank pounds each week. So here, boys and girls, it's the same thing that we read on the top and that we were doing. So we know that for each 1 week that passes, so for every week that passes, Xavier will lose how many pounds, guys? -2 pounds. His weight will change by, oh, I'm sorry, guys, not -2. We're going to put by 2 pounds because he's going to lose 10 pounds. Let me see if I can pick this up. No, I can't. Okay, this is a 2, guys. I know it looks a little weird. And his weight will change by, over here, it's -2 pounds. It's the same thing, but over here we put the negative, over here no. So here it's just telling us that for every 1 week, Xavier will lose 2 pounds. His weight will change by -2 pounds each week. So what's the rate of change here? The rate of change is the same thing right here, guys. So what is this rate of change? Yes, -2, because every week, here the only thing, here what they're asking you is like, how much is it changing per week? Like, it's the same thing. It's -2. It does not change. Now here, guys, it's telling us that we need to use the calculator to figure out whether this equation is the same as what we were plotting in these 2 graphs. So that is what we're going to find out here. So here we're gonna use our calculators. So make sure you have your calculators, and we're gonna solve for each one. So here's 1, this is 2, and 3. And then we're gonna use this equation to figure out if this gives us what we plotted up here. So get out your calculators so we can see if this is the equation for the data.